Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hi, my name is Nicole and I'm a part-time reseller on Poshmark, and today I have quite a bit of a different video for you guys. It's very different than anything that I've done here on my channel thus far. This is actually going to be a video where I get really vulnerable with you guys and tell you exactly what it feels like on the other side of Poshmark, the not so happy side, where, you know, things are very slow and you feel discouraged and you feel burnout. And kind of, you know, coming from someone who has been doing this for a while, just kind of like how to get through it, how to keep going, and how to not feel so down in the dumps about it. So if that is something that is interesting to you and you feel like you can relate, definitely keep watching, and maybe this could help you if you're feeling a certain type of way right now. I know we all go through as sellers, and it's just one of those things that you have to just learn how to power through, because it's gonna happen. And so if you can, you know, take anything from this video, I hope it helps you feel like you're not alone, that you're not the only one that's going through things like this, and I hope this helps somebody out there. Okay, so let's take a step back. So the reason I wanted to actually do this video was because this January has been quite a bit slow for me. Actually, it's my slowest January that I've had in several years, and it's crazy because I have actually really increased my number of listings each day, my number of relistings each day, and I've really just been, you know, really dedicating time to my closet. And so for me to then find out that my sales are a lot lower than they usually are, and that I can't seem to get sales with Posh shows anymore, and, you know, no one's sending me offers, and I'm getting, if I do get an occasional offer every once in a while, it's an extremely low offer. So it's just, it feels like nothing is working, and it feels like it's, you know, one of those months where I'm just like, why is everything so slow? And given that January is normally one of my top months, if not my top month of each year, I'm also like just concerned that that's gonna really set a really bad precedent for the rest of the months for this year. So that's also why I've been a little bit, you know, more discouraged and kind of feeling a little bit down about it. And I know a lot of other people go through this all the time. I always see people ask me how to handle burnout, how to handle the discouraged feeling that you have when sales are slow or when you're not getting good offers. And to be honest, there's not really a good way to handle it, but all I could say is just keep pushing through, because there are brighter days ahead. And I know that's easier said than done, and I know that it's not super easy to just power through all the time, because hey, I'm just right there with you. Some days I feel like I can't do it. Some days I feel like I just need to take a step back and put it on hold. But the problem is, if you do that, that's going to actually feed the, you know, the bad more, and that's actually going to make it worse for you. So that's like the biggest thing, is if you are having a slow period, if you are not getting a lot of sales, it's really important to keep doing what you're doing, and if not, even up what you're doing, because taking a step back is actually going to make it worse for you, and it's going to make it a lot harder for you to continue making sales. Now, obviously, if you're in a really bad state of mind and you really do need a break, take a mental break, go put your closet on vacation hold for a bit and just reevaluate your business. But if you can power through, then just keep doing what you're doing, and maybe even do a little bit more. That should really help. I know for me, in the last couple of weeks, it's been, you know, I've been sending out offers, and I feel like I'm not really getting that many people to accept them like they normally do. And I've been sending out very, very generous offers, so that's also why it's like, okay, I don't know how much lower I can go on this brand new piece, but again, there's still a part of me that's like, but if I send out these offers, I'm gonna make sales. So it's just a tough, like, you know, battle in my head of like, do I want to make a sale, or do I want to make some profits on these items? And so I've been sending out a lot of offers, and I kind of got off the bandwagon of doing Posh shows for a while, because I actually found that I was having a lot of success with them. And then one day I just randomly stopped having success with them, and I don't know what happened. It was just like a switch, you know, went off, and all of a sudden I couldn't really get any sales from them or anything like that. And all the people that had been coming to my shows, I couldn't really get them to purchase anymore, or they weren't even coming into the show. And so I took a step back from the shows specifically, and I just decided that I needed a better way to use my time in that moment, because it was consuming a lot of my time. That's the problem with these shows, is they take a long time. And so recently, in the last week or so, I've been really trying to get back into them. And what I've noticed is that it really affected me taking that break from doing the shows. And I can say confidently that I spent an hour each day this week doing a show at the minimum, because some days I did longer, some days I did 2 shows. And out of the entire week of those hour each day sessions, I was able to pull in 1 sale, and it happened to be a $4 sale. So meaning I made $1 on the item. So that just really goes to show that sometimes it's really difficult, and it's not like I'm not getting people in my lives. I'd say the average amount of people in my life is anywhere from 50 to 100, give or take, at any, given point. Now that is the total number of viewers. That's not like throughout the whole show, the average viewer count. The average viewer count is normally anywhere from like, I'd say 2 to like 10 on a good day recently. And so that's what the thing is, like, it's not like I'm not getting viewers in, but it seems like they're clicking and then leaving. And again, I'm not doing anything different than I was before. My shows are still the $4 items that they were, and I have new items that I'm adding, and I'm also, putting in some older items that I'm trying to clear too. So I can't really figure out what happened and why I can't even get people to interact in the comments. I'll be commenting like, let me know what size you're looking for, or I'll put up a poll. And actually, I just did a live right before filming this, actually, just to kind of do a test run, and that was the show that I made the 1 sale in. And I put up a poll and I asked people what size they were looking for, and I had 3 people respond with their sizes that they were looking for, and so I would then run those items and then nobody was purchasing. So it's just really frustrating that it got to the point where I was on there for an hour and I made $1, and it's clearly not worth it to do that, because I don't have time to do that. But I just wanted to make this really relatable, because I'm sure there's somebody else out there that is struggling the same way with making doing a live sale and then not getting any sales from it, or not pulling in enough people. I know a lot of people that say they struggle getting people into their live shows, and they can't seem to get people engaged, and maybe live shows, you really need to actually be live and not just do a silent show to get people engaged. But I know that they work, and I've had success with them, so that's why it's just a little bit bizarre to me that this is happening. Now, completely unrelated to Posh shows, just the feeling of feeling burnt out, feeling like you've been doing the same thing over and over again, and you're feeling just tired, and you're feeling, exhausted from it. It is a very tiring job, and I don't think a lot of people talk about that, and I don't think people understand that going into it, because it seems like it's going to be so fine and dandy, but then after a while of doing the same thing over and over, where you're listing a bunch of items, you're, sharing your closet, and you're going out sourcing, and while all this is still fun and exciting, it becomes very repetitive, and it becomes tiring, and you really do get burnt out from it. And that is a normal thing. Don't feel alone if you feel that way, because we all feel that way at some point in our reselling careers, and some of us are further along than others. But I know for me, I'm about 2.5 years into the really intense part of my reselling journey, and I could say that I do feel that feeling sometimes, and it's really hard to get back going and get back in the swing of things. But I will tell you that taking a step back and just focusing on yourself for a bit, but also still doing those things. That's why I really swear by having a VA, because I could take a step back personally, but my VA is still doing the work for me. So it's still sharing when I need to take a step back myself. And I'm still putting out sales, and I'm still, getting an occasional sale from an offer that I sent out, but it's just nearly not what it was back a year ago. And maybe it's hard to say, maybe it's just everything is too saturated, or maybe whatever the case may be. I don't want to try and come up with an excuse here of what is happening, but there could be so many different things. But basically, all I'm trying to say is that you're not alone if you feel this way. We all feel this way sometimes, and the best way to handle it is to keep powering through, keep doing what you're doing, keep, sharing your closet throughout the day, keep listing every day. A lot of people say, why do I keep listing if I'm not selling anything? And the point is that the bigger the closet you have, the more likely you are to actually make a sale, because you have more pieces for someone to pick from, and therefore your items are going to be in more feeds, and basically you're just going to have better luck. So the point is that you want to keep listing, you want to keep doing that, and definitely just don't give up. And I know it may be easier said than done, but I know it's worth it in the end, and better days are coming. Maybe next month will be better for you, maybe next week will be better for you. You really just never know, but if you don't power through and you don't just keep going, you're never going to really know if there's a better outcome or not. You never know if their sales are going to actually pick up and you're going to actually, have a way better week than you had this week. And so just keep going, keep powering through, and just know that you're not alone. We're all here together, we're all struggling, and actually, just to make everyone feel a little bit better, I know it's really helpful to hear from other people as well, so definitely put in the comments if you are struggling, if you've had a struggle patch in your reselling career, if you've felt burnout from doing everything and you're not making any sales, if you can't seem to get people into your live shows. I would love to hear your stories down below, and it just makes people feel like they have other people in the community that they can reach out to, and that, they're doing the same thing and they're struggling as well. And again, we all have different closet sizes. We all have been doing this for different amounts of time, but we're all gonna be in the same boat at some point or another. We're all gonna have that struggle to deal with, and so having each other to, work through it with really makes it a little bit easier. And I do know that sales do come in waves, and I do know that some months are slower than others, and I know that some months are really, really busy and actually like really crazy. So I'm just really looking forward to a better month ahead, maybe in February or maybe sometime else in this year. But I'm really just looking forward to sales picking back up for me, and I'm really looking forward to, those better days where I don't feel so burnt out and so upset by things. I hope this video helps somebody out there that is also struggling, because I just really wanted to make sure people know that, like, you may be feeling this way, but I am too, and I'm no better than any of you, and we're all in this together. And so I figured this would be a video that would be helpful and relatable to a lot of people. And I didn't really want to make this video because it's not like the upbeat tips that I normally provide, but I just figure sometimes you have to get off the path to cover something that's really important. And this is something that's important to me because I don't think it's talked about enough in the reselling community, and I don't think people want to talk about it enough because they don't want to show that they're struggling, because it may be embarrassing that other people are having sales and they're not, and they're wondering what they're doing wrong. And listen, you're not doing anything wrong. I am not doing anything wrong. It's just the way that it is, and it's gonna get better for all of us. And if you're feeling this way, this too shall pass. If you want to see a different video on more tips that you could be using to have more success on Poshmark, you can click right here. And if you want to see a video on brands that I do not source anymore on Poshmark that have just been sitting for me too long, you can click right here. But until next time, I will see you then.